So, checking in with Stephjmillz. I'm doing much better. I'm doing absolutely great. Life has been going well. I've been having a very interesting relationship with my girlfriend. She is a remarkable woman, beautiful, talented, educated woman, and she is the greatest gift that I could ever receive. You know how situations where you release anger for the moment, but you wind down on the anger and then you come back to the situation a little later to give a more in-depth commentary about what the comment really was or what really happened for me to express that level of anger. And I know I did that in my previous video, but I want to do a more in-depth of what the personal mental depression was that I was going through for about 3 years straight of my life that I feel was finally released after releasing that level of anger in those previous videos. Mental depression is not to be trifled with at all. It can come in various different forms. It pretty much attacks your personal fears. Something that you didn't like that happened in your past or traumatic events that just excessively repeat itself in your head. And you have this paranoia of thinking that everything is going to go bad no matter what you do, or you never feel satisfied with your own self and anything that you choose to do because you're consistently waiting for someone else's approval. Much like the goody two-shoes monk, you know, that's always trying to win the approval from the Grandmaster, but the Grandmaster keeps on rejecting him because at the end of the day, you don't have to prove anything to me. All you have to do is just prove to yourself that you are capable of knowing what you need to know. Not knowing from the Grandmaster, just knowing what it is you want to know to achieve your greatness. So, I suffered from a long-term battle of mental depression, aka PTSD, dissociative disorders, all kinds of stuff. And I didn't have to go to a therapist to get that checked out because I had to do consistent reflect on my own past and my own issues, whether it be in the game of League, playing Camille, or it just be in life in general, with just trying to reflect on why do I hold this permanent anger on the inside that doesn't seem like it's going to go anywhere to make me ever feel satisfied with anything that I'm doing in my life. So one of the worst choices in life is to withhold the anger, which means be the silent little demon. So that was kind of my whole persona for a long time, was the silent little demon that was personally going through a lot of issues that he just never felt the courage to speak about as he had been growing up in life, and it played a part in his adulthood life too, with not being able to speak, not being able to ask for help when it needs to, remaining this silent character of just knowing how to present himself as, I'm okay, I'm fine, nothing's wrong. Then it's like everybody look at you and he's like, we see that there's something wrong, bro. Well, you just haven't said it yet. And I think we already know what it is, because based off everything you've been saying, you just sound like you're lonely. You just need to get some bitches. You just need to get some pussy or something. You sound like you're lonely. Now I'm like, oh, so that's how you read me. You just thought that that's how my life was, with just this lonely motherfucker that didn't have any kind of love, any kind of attention, any kind of pussy. Because for a minute, I didn't have any kind of love. But when it came to fucking bitches and getting pussy, boy, don't you ever think that I was exempt from that shit. My life fucking changed by the time I started really doing that shit. So don't even ever try to disrespect me like that. It was kind of like I wanted to be the guy that could prove that you could be a gamer and you could be a content creator and still fuck bitches and still be out and about doing what you want to do and living your life. And I pretty much proved that by me, because I've been doing that same thing this whole time that many people try to criticize. But hey, you gotta be a special kind of person to get all that stuff that people say you can't have. But you just be like, look at yourself sometimes. I don't want to put that much confidence in my own abilities, but hey, I do know some stuff, clearly. I don't ask for credit for that. My problem in the world was that people judge people too much, especially when you choose to do something, or if you want to be a certain way. People judge people a little too much, and when you decide to be different, they really judge you the most just because you choose to be different and they can't understand your perspective. So you feel like you have to go in the back and forth argument with people about your perspective and your ideas and your beliefs, and seems like nobody really connects with you like that. So if nobody connects with you, then the best way is just to walk out of the situation, because you don't have to explain everything to anybody that doesn't connect to you. That's kind of a lesson that you have to learn, is that you're not going to be able to appeal to everybody. Then you end up meeting somebody that connects with you so well to where all the shit that you said was not possible is now possible to the fullest. And you're like, wow, didn't expect that. I did not expect that to happen, but it was like a game-changing play where this happened, and now I'm like, wow, my whole mind just kind of opened up to so many things now. Can you believe it? I wouldn't have believed it at all, my damn self. So I had to make the executive decision saying that I'm not appealing to cringe little boys no more. So toxic ass little boys that be in the chats fucking saying anything and being that little keyboard warrior. You know, we all see through those keyboard warriors. You know, I hate them too. And yeah, people talk a little too much behind the keyboard. It's like, are you as tough as you really say that you are? Because you don't. I doubt that you're pretty tough. You know, little ass kids talk emo shit. And ever since I became an uncle, I'm like, bro, I gotta really step the fuck up and be like, y'all are just little ass boys to me. Y'all little ass kids. Like, fuck am I doing? Fuck am I listening to these kids too much for? What the fuck am I arguing with these kids for? I gotta stop doing that. I showcase Camille at her finest potential to the best of my ability, and I provide nothing but entertainment because I'm a really, really funny guy. I had to really just start showing myself who I really was, who I've really always been on the inside. But sometimes, once you release that permanent anger, everything flips. You know, I always said, think of Meliodas from Seven Deadly Sins. Meliodas. Oh, remember who Meliodas was before he actually became the fun-loving pervert? Yeah, that's kind of how I look at myself. It's like, oh, a little bit of a real-life Meliodas, maybe. So, without further ado, stay tuned for more content by Stephjmillz. I like to do little drop-in videos now where I say, hey, thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for all your love and support. Thank you guys for your comments as well. Your comments have been always appreciated. That one little comment was the funniest comment that I'm going to hold that comment as a trophy, because that is like the funniest comment when I look back and I read it. And I'm like, the man tried to hardcore analyze me as a person and analyze my whole life. And I'm like, dude, you missed terribly, because you thought you knew me and thought how you can hit me in the spot where it was gonna hurt. It only just woke me the fuck up. So, hey, you know, that's how it is. So, thank you guys once again. Stay tuned for more content, and I will see you guys on the next video.